This is a story I haven't told anyone, not my friends, not even my therapist. I'm not even sure anyone would believe it, but it happened. I was there. I lived it, and it changed everything I thought I knew about fear. I was between jobs when I got the offer, working night security at an old amusement park outside Tampa called Windsor Grove. You might have heard of it, or maybe not. They shut it down in the late 90s after a kid died on one of the roller coasters. Bad press, lawsuits, whole thing went under. But the rides, the attractions, they were never demolished, just locked up and left to rot. I got hired through a temp agency. The pay was decent and I was desperate. My only instructions were watch the cameras, do an hourly walkthrough of the perimeter, don't go into any of the buildings after 1 a.m. Sounded easy enough. That last rule, though, it stuck with me. But I didn't ask questions, not then. The first night felt wrong, even before anything weird happened. You ever walk into a place and just feel like you're not welcome? That was Windsor Grove. The security office was in a converted ticket booth, small and cramped with old monitors, two-way radios, and a smell like wet carpet and rust. There was no internet, no real cell service, just static on the radio and dead silence everywhere else. The cameras gave me black and white views of the park. The rusted Ferris wheel stuck at an angle, the clown-themed food court half collapsed, and the mascot, the big fiberglass bear named Grinsley, still sitting outside the funhouse, arms open wide like he was begging for a hug. At 2:13 a.m., one of the cameras flickered, then cut to static. It was aimed at the carousel. I wrote it off as a faulty cable, but when I went to check it, the carousel lights were on, slowly turning, and the music box was playing. Except there wasn't any electricity running to it. The second night, I started hearing footsteps, not mine, not near me, through the speakers, from the cameras, like someone walking just out of frame. I did a perimeter walk with my flashlight, nothing. The park was dead quiet, too quiet, not even crickets or wind. Then I turned a corner by the bumper cars and froze. There was someone standing by the cotton candy stand, not moving, just watching. He was in a full mascot suit, yellow fur, giant head, round ears. It was Grinsley, the same bear from outside the funhouse. I tried shouting, "You're trespassing!" Nothing. I took a step forward. He took a step back, then turned and ran. I chased him, but he disappeared behind the tilt-a-whirl. When I followed, he was gone. No footprints, no costume, nothing. Back in the office, I checked the camera footage. Here's the thing. He wasn't in the video, not once. But you could hear him, breathing. Night 3, I found the tape. It was already in the VCR, labeled only with the date, June 3rd, 1996. That was the day the park closed. I hit play. The footage showed the carousel at night, spinning just like I'd seen it. A little girl was sitting on one of the horses, blonde hair, holding a stuffed bear. Then Grinsley walked into frame, the mascot, waving. But the way he moved, it was wrong. His limbs bent too far, his head jerked unnaturally. He climbed onto the carousel and just stood behind her. Then the screen cut to black. Just before it did, you could hear a whisper. "It's your turn now." Night 5 was the worst. I got a call on the security line. It had never rung before. I picked up. No sound at first, just static. Then a voice. A child's voice.
"Mister, can you help me? I'm stuck inside the funhouse. He won't let me leave."
I ran. I don't know why. I should have called the cops, should have left. But I ran, straight to the funhouse. The front doors were chained shut, just like always. Then I heard laughter, high-pitched, childlike, and something else. Scraping. From inside, like claws on the walls. I called out, "Hello? Are you hurt?" The voice answered.
Come play with us, mister.
Then the doors burst open. Nothing came out, but the chains had been torn from the wood. The next night, I didn't sleep. I didn't sit down. I just kept my flashlight on and paced the perimeter over and over. At 3:06 a.m., every light in the park flickered on at once. The rides powered up. Music started playing from every speaker. Calliope music, merry-go-round tunes, children laughing. But it was wrong. It was all in reverse. On the Ferris wheel, figures were sitting in the cars, shadowed, unmoving. The Grinsley mascot was on top of the funhouse roof now, waving at me. Then I saw it. Not the bear, not the kid, the thing inside the suit. Its eyes were visible through the mesh mouth. Not costume eyes, real ones. Human, but wrong. Yellowed, glassy, watching. It raised a hand, pointed directly at me. Then it jumped off the roof and disappeared behind the rides without a sound. I called the agency, told them I was done. That's when the woman on the line said, "Are you sure? Our last guard said the same thing. He quit after 5 nights, too." "What happened to him?" I asked. Silence. Then, "He never picked up his last paycheck. We think he came back for one more shift." Bosnia, I checked the logs. There was no name before mine, but there was a recording from a week before I started. On the tape was a man, middle-aged, nervous, talking into the camera. "If you find this, don't trust the bear. It's not a costume. It's a cage. And the thing inside, whatever it is, it's been feeding off this place for years. The kid who died, he was just the beginning." My last night, I tried to leave early. Packed up at midnight, got into my car, but when I turned the key, nothing. Not even a click. The radio turned on by itself. Round and round, the carousel goes. Every ride lit up again. The gates locked, the sound of metal clanging echoed through the park. Then I saw him. Grinsley, walking toward me. No twitching now, no sudden movements. Just slow, deliberate steps. His mouth opened wider than it should have. Bone cracked inside the fabric. I ran back to the office, barricaded myself inside, watched on the monitors as he walked ride to ride, touching each one like he was blessing them. The carousel started spinning on its own. Inside one of the horses, something was moving. A human eye blinked from its painted face. That night, I set the park on fire. I don't even remember doing it. All I know is I found a can of old fuel in the maintenance shed and dumped it on the carousel. I lit it with my lighter and ran. The whole place went up like it had been waiting to burn. I watched from the woods. He stood in the flames, Grinsley, not burning, just waving. The funhouse collapsed behind him, and then nothing. Silence. Windsor Grove never made the news. No reports, no fire department, no lawsuits. By morning it was gone, the ruins cleared, the ground flattened like it had never existed. But I know what I saw. 3 nights ago I found a stuffed bear outside my apartment door. Yellow, smiling, just like Grinsley. I didn't bring it inside, but that night I heard carousel music playing from my hallway. I don't think I ever left the park. I think it followed me home.